I'm going to anticipate some answers, some replies to the two questions I posed in a previous video about the civil rights of lesbians, gays, bisexuals. One was, what civil rights have grown worse in this century? The other, how can we, who are not in your community, help? Anticipated response one, you do not provide third sex bathrooms yet. Now, in a few places we do, but please don't make that a criticism of facilities that don't have a third bathroom that is not labeled male or female. You still have a place to go to the bathroom because you are one or the other. No matter your feelings, there is a male's bathroom and a female's bathroom wherever there's room for two. There may not be room for three. To the extent that there is room, it may not be a fair cost benefit. Remember, part of my second question is, do you have a solution that does not harm others? Well, there's a big expense to building a third extra facility. It's 50% more. There might not even be space in the first place. And what's to stop with three? Because if there's a group that perceives that there is really a third sex requiring a bathroom of its own, why not a fifth, sixth, seventh sex? And then we have a colossally big bank of bathrooms for every one of you. And still there'll be somebody who newly discovered sex or proclivity that wants that ninth bathroom. Second, you do not yet recognize Gay Pride Month or some other festival that we wish to celebrate in public. Well, in public is the big deal. Celebrating festivals is solemn, and not one of them is based on sex at this point or proclivities in a sexual direction. Okay? We celebrate religious festivals and formerly religious festivals. We celebrate some secular things of national purpose. We don't celebrate narrow interests. And the narrower it gets, the more celebrations would be required. We can't have 350 out of 365 days. And by my accounting, there's at least 14 sexual orientation days, weeks, or months on the calendar of prideful gay, lesbian, bisexual people. That's a lot, but there's a solution. Celebrate no holiday for one's sexuality. You can celebrate it at home. You can celebrate it with your group. But it's not a civil right to have any holiday based on one's behavior or thoughts. Third, your schools don't allow for full expression when students of lesbian, gay, or bisexual orientation want to express themselves in the classroom. Well, there is a solution to this. Nobody in the classroom should be expressing any private preferences. That's not the job of a school. That might be the job of a private psychiatrist, and whether they should be housed in a school is a big issue. I'm a fan of privatizing all schools anyway, so that parents can choose what kind of accommodations they're going to send their kid to. Until that happens, mass privatization, the public school is for teaching math, humanities, sciences, languages, music. Personal preferences, what you did on the weekend is not for school discussion. And finally, I could see this, I guess it's number 4. It is an in-school thing. Our history books do not yet reflect the contributions of gay people. Well, they might adequately reflect it, and we don't know whether these people were gay in the first place, because until fairly recently, one's sexual orientation didn't matter to one's accomplishments. It still doesn't, but there's an awful lot of prideful people trying to make a big deal of that. History textbooks have not, thankfully so, because they're there to relate the contributions to society of famous people. In no textbook that I know does it then say that famous person was straight. And that's probably the right solution. Remove sexual orientation from discussion of public events. Textbooks somewhat do this when the one president we've had who might have been gay, they simply give the fact. President who never married, okay? Bachelor president. You can look up and figure out who that is. You can look up and figure out whether you like him or not. But leave blank what his sexual proclivities were. Talk about the history, because that's what we're looking to learn. I still welcome other responses. I'll even welcome responses on these topics. Email me, libertymsg@gmail.com. I'm Mark Stewart. Thanks for listening here.